wherever you are. This is Ayman Tarabishi, Deputy Chair of the Department of Management at the GW School of Business. We are delighted to have the leadership of both the School of Business and also George Washington University. And we are delighted to have our instructor for a brand new course that's coming in spring of 2022. Let me quickly tell you who is on the Zoom session, and then we will quickly get into the presentation. So first, I would like to introduce Lisa Riddle. She is the Vice Dean for Strategy and Associate Professor of International Business and International Affairs at the George Washington University. Then we have Jim Chung, Associate Vice President for Research, Office of Innovation and Entrepreneurship. And then we have the faculty for our brand new course in spring of 2022, Chris Taylor, CEO of Illyria Technology. Hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. Chris, let me start with you here. We have a brand new course we've been working very hard on, and we're very excited to have you on it. So Chris, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, tell us a little bit about your background and about the course, because a lot of students are interested in taking this course. So let me give you the floor.
Thank you, Ayman, and certainly thanks to all of you for making this all possible at George Washington University, which I think is the perfect place for a class like Hacking for Defense to sit, with its proximity to everything DC, certainly the national security ecosystem, and also with the business school and all the other schools, the engineering school, the international relations school. These are the types of things that make a great course across the entire university. I started teaching Hacking for Defense back in 2017. It was started at Stanford University, and I asked if I could bring it to Georgetown, a lesser known university down the street from George Washington. And they said yes. So DC was the second place to teach this course. And at its core, it's an educational endeavor in problem solving. It takes what's known as the business model canvas and adapts it to what we call the mission model canvas to help solve today's national security problems. The great thing about this course is that you'll be working on real problems that are provided by real offices from the Department of Defense, the Department of Homeland Security, and the intelligence community, vetted through a lot of people and provided to you, the student team, to work on for 14 weeks. It adopts the lean startup method, which you'll learn a lot about through the course. But basically, you're pretending that you're a small startup with a good idea who's trying to find a market and to see if your idea works. You'll spend each week will be treated as a sprint in which during the week you will work on your product development, whether that's a solution or an actual product. And then you'll present to the class. You'll receive feedback. And then you'll go back the next week and iterate again. So you'll start another sprint the next week. All while doing so with a team of teams that's built around you. You'll have obviously instructors, but you'll have mentors, you'll have government liaisons. So we attract liaisons from across the national security ecosystem to help you get access to the people you need to talk to, particularly your problem sponsor, who's the most important person in all of this, because they're the ones who came to you and said, I've got this problem and I need you to help me solve it. One of the great things about this course is that we have had probably 30 or 35% of the solutions and the products built around this course have gone on to become companies. Some of you might know of a company called Capella Space. It started in a classroom at Hacking for Defense, and it's now received a Series A and is working on a Series B round for microsatellites in space. another company that came out of Hacking for Defense at King's College in the UK, and I sit on their board, is Ox Intel, and they created a system whereby they can measure the reliability of sources in various situations. So there is no, the spectrum is wide for the problems that you can get. You'll be working together in your teams. We hope that those teams are really diverse teams. So in an ideal world, we would have lawyers, doctors, MBAs, engineers, and policy wonks, and maybe some artists and something else working all together to help solve these problems, because everybody comes to solving the problem through a different lens, and those lenses are where the real rich learning happens. You'll be doing it through the same framework every week. We actually live stream it so that your problems sponsors can see it. It's kind of like our own reality TV show for people to tune into. It's really an effective tool because, one, it gets to highlight your brilliance. Two, it makes you really prepare for that class. So we're excited about that. At the end of the day, I haven't heard anyone, and the class is now being taught at, I think, 50 or 60 universities across the country. It's congressionally funded now. The National Security Innovation Network is the government proponent for this out of the Pentagon under the Undersecretary of Defense for Research and Engineering. It's a real thing. And it's a real thing because people like you are deciding to take this class and put all of your effort into solving the nation's hardest national security problems. So I really hope that we will see you next semester.
Chris, this is absolutely amazing. I am very excited here, and this fits beautifully with our strategy at the business school. But talking about strategy, I want to give it to my colleague, Dean Riddle, to tell us exactly how this fits in. Dean Riddle.
Well, thank you, Ayman. You know, Chris, we're so excited about being able to have this opportunity and be able to offer it to our students, because this is exactly the kind of thing our students come to Washington, D.C. for, right? They choose to come to a school where they can be in the middle of projects just like this. The key to our strategy here in the School of Business is providing more opportunities for students to apply the learning that they get in their classrooms, the theories, the methods, and then get messy with it a little bit, working with a client on real world problems. That experiential learning is really critical to everything that we do here in the School of Business. And this, I think, particular program allows our students to go one step further, and that is get experience in really working in multidisciplinary, multifunctional teams, really working with people that think differently, look at problems differently, have been taught different theories or methods to really try to get at the best solution. So I think this is a way to really test out what you're learning in the classroom and put it to good use to really make an impact.
Thank you, Dean Riddle. Absolutely, this is just delightful for us in the business school, but we are part of an ecosystem, and it's called the GW Innovation and Entrepreneurship Ecosystem. And with that, we have the person that's helping promote and continue to grow our ecosystem, Jim Chung. Tell us, how does this all fit together?
Well, thank you, Ayman. Thank you, Liesl, and thank you, Chris. You are all helping to make this a dream of mine come true. I've been wanting to get the Hacking for Defense program to GW for many years, as Chris knows, and Ayman and Liesl as well. I've been running a sister program called the NSF I-Core program, and this is the next generation of that, being able to bring real world problems and challenges to the students here at GW, learning the lean startup, lean innovation approach, which I have to tell you is the future of what you will be seeing. If you're going to be doing anything in innovation, you need to understand this methodology, and there's no better way than learning it than to getting this kind of exposure through the Hacking for Defense program. So if you have an inkling that you want to enter this as a career, you have to take this course and learn from the greats like Ayman, Chris, and Liesel. So please look at this program.
Thank you, Jim and Chris. We are just super delighted to have you here at the business school here. This course is open to all students across the whole university. It is a graduate course here. So I'm going to ask you one little question here just to get people excited here. Tell us something secret. That's not a secret after you tell us.
Tell you something secret that's not a secret after I tell you. I think the interesting thing is that I've had students come to me and ask what I thought the impact would be of taking hacking for defense or going through a hacking defense for either a government job or a private sector job. And routinely, that particular part of their resume has gotten the best conversations out of their interviewers, in which they could prove them, instead of some canned answer that, tell me a time when you work together as a team. Got it. Like, check. We all have worked those answers up. This is an opportunity for students to really talk about how they really work together with a team on an actual applied problem and solved a real problem for the US government. I think that hacking for defense is the greatest secret in the United States education community. It should be taught at every university.
I think with that, I think this is the best way to promote this course. More information to follow this, it will be available here. We look forward to having a wonderful cohort of students here. On behalf of Jim, Liesel, welcome to the George Washington University. We are delighted to have you.